Great. Good afternoon, everybody. A pleasure to be here. From the introduction, I'm Ashley Stevenson, CEO of Corero Network Security. We're a cybersecurity vendor, and we're listed on the AIM Exchange, and put together a handful of slides to introduce the company and also educate you, hopefully, on the opportunity in cybersecurity, and in particular, our specialization, denial of service attacks or protection against DDoS, which has been in the news quite a bit over the last 12 months, and I promise you it'll continue to be in the news for the coming years. Myself, I'm a Brit, went to school here in London, but then through the IT work I did, I ended up moving to the US, so I've actually been based there for 25 years. Corero is a UK company, but we have a development office in the Boston, Massachusetts area, near where I live. So an overview of Corero. We go to market as a first line of defense for our customers to protect them against these cyber threats that are called DDoS attacks. And in some ways you can think of us as a purification system. Businesses around the world now connect to the internet, and usually when they connect to the internet, they connect to a raw internet pipe. That raw internet pipe delivers good traffic, their customers trying to access their site, but it also delivers bad traffic, attack traffic or malicious traffic that's trying to compromise or degrade or even steal information from the companies that are being targeted. So we have a purification system, a security system that goes right at the front of the enterprise. That's why we call it the first line of defense on that raw internet traffic, and we secure it so that the actual traffic that gets delivered to the enterprise is a secure internet feed as opposed to a raw internet feed. So analogous to purifying a water supply in some respects. We're an AIM-listed company, as I mentioned. Key stats, we're doing about $10 million US a year at the moment, and the company's been relatively flat and stable at that rate for the past few years. I joined the company 3 years ago, and 2 years ago we embarked on a strategy to change the future outlook for the company and invest in technology that we thought could cause step change in revenue as we go forward. So we looked around the world at the opportunities out there, and we chose this particular specialization, being that purification system on raw internet traffic, as the focus for Corero. The results of that investment over the last 18 months led us to introduce a new product, a new generation of product in the first quarter of this year, and in the second quarter, we've just announced our half-year results. In the second quarter, we actually started selling that system, and we're looking forward to a successful future in the coming years with this new platform. Cybersecurity focused on DDoS and cyber threats, and we've launched this new generation product. This is a huge market opportunity, not just for Corero, but for any cybersecurity vendor at the moment. It's hot as a segment. Security is a hot segment within IT, and it's something that is receiving investment from the big guys, the defense guys, governments, organizations worldwide. So it has universal appeal and opportunity as a growth sector for any company that's active in this space. We believe that Corero, as a result of the investment over the last 2 years, is well positioned for growth as we look forward to 2015 and 2016. And we've built in that time frame an experienced management team. Myself, I have 15 years of CEO experience and have built some internet companies from scratch and successfully sold. Also, the team that I've assembled has similar types of experience. We just attracted in the first half of this year 2 key executives, one from Hewlett-Packard's Advanced Technology Group as our CTO, another executive from Juniper Networks as our Vice President of Product Management. So let me give you a little bit of insight into what are these denial of service attacks. Well, years ago, the internet was a relatively safe place, and what we found over the last decade is, as more and more businesses have used it, and more governments have used it, and citizens and users have come to rely on it in their daily lives, along with that comes a societal criminal element or malicious element that's unavoidable in any progress that occurs in our world. So these attacks try and bring down services that for some reason the attacker wants to compromise. They're a widely used attack weapon these days. We see them hitting industries in every sector business and government. It's an increasing threat. It's getting worse every year, and the attackers are getting smarter every year. So the more Facebook grows, the more Google grows, the more data centers get built, the bigger the battles that are taking place in the cyber warfare space. When I was doing business in IT 10 years ago, everybody used firewalls to protect their networks. A firewall is a very common piece of security equipment used by corporations and governments to stop people from the outside getting into their networks. And it worked really well. Companies would install a firewall, you may even have one at home, and it stopped those attacks from coming in to your business or to your home. But it did allow the inside users, you in your home, to get out to the internet. What changed was that as businesses had to offer services, online services on the internet, instead of just being consumers of the internet, having their employees Google things or log on to sites to research things, as they began to offer their services, so as NatWest started to offer its online banking, or eBay offered its online purchasing mechanisms, or Apple offered iTunes, you had to open up holes in the firewall in order to let those people access those services from the outside. That also is that hole, in fact, that the cyber attackers use to get into the networks that they want to attack. So now, with the holes open in the firewall to let those new services like NatWest Online Banking and iTunes, iStore, eBay, whatever your favorite, Waitrose.com to do your ordering, those holes that were to let good users in, they actually will let bad users in. So what happens is, in a situation like this, you need another barrier, the Carrero barrier, to keep out the bad guys, but to let in your customers. So you still want somebody to get in and be able to access the online banking site, right? And be able to get all the way through the good traffic, but you want to block the access of all the bad traffic. It's schematic and a little bit cartoon-like, but that is the foundation of what we do. We're providing this intelligent barrier for businesses to protect the services that they want to offer to the internet, instead of just being consumers of the internet. If we look back over the last 12 months, we see DDoS activity, this attack activity that's trying to bring down these sites is increasing, and it's a steady heartbeat of problems for every online presence. And on this chart, we see social media companies like LinkedIn being attacked. We see US banks, Citizens, we see European banks, RBS, we see entertainment operators like World of Warcraft, we see government organizations like NATO, we see elections such as the Hong Kong election. All of these are examples of media reported attacks using denial of service. In all of these cases, they didn't have protection of the kind that a company such as Carrero produces. It's costly when you're attacked. 20% of data downtime now is the result of a DDoS attack. It's becoming more likely that your business will go offline because of a DDoS attack than a hurricane or a flood or a power outage. So it's becoming important from the point of view of business continuity and disaster recovery. Typical data center impact is 86 minutes. So over an hour of outage in a data center is the average impact of a DDoS attack. It costs $8,000 a minute on average to tolerate this downtime. And also, per incident, it's averaged in this same period around $700,000. So there's a lot of financial return on investment for making a sensible choice to protect your business, online business, against DDoS attacks. So what we do as a company is stop these attacks from entering the data center, from entering the web servers of our customers' services. And for several years, we've had a product that provides this solution to individual companies, and this new product we've developed and introduced in the first half of this year provides that service to service providers, internet service providers. And we believe you're going to be able to buy raw internet access, as you have always done if you're a business, and in the future you're going to be able to also purchase as an option secure internet access minus all of these attacks. It's ironic that when you buy raw internet access, you actually end up paying for the attacks that are delivered to you, because these attacks typically consume a large amount of bandwidth, and that drives your billing. So in the past, there's been little motivation for service providers to fix this problem, because in a strange way, it helped their revenues, even though it damaged their reputation for quality. In the slide here, we're showing businesses connected to the internet and their service providers, and we've highlighted with some of these graphics whereabouts Corero can now sell their product with this new generation of solution that we've produced. So we've gone from being able to sell to individual enterprises to now being able to sell to very large enterprises and the service providers, hosting providers, and data centers that these enterprises are increasingly using as they move to the cloud. The market opportunity, absent Corero, if you look at the analyst reports and the way they track this segment of the cybersecurity market, unanimously they're forecasting significant growth over the coming years. In fact, it's supposed to hit, this segment is supposed to hit $1 billion before 2018. We also can see from the segments that there are some interesting areas. There's web hosting as a particular area. There are mobile data networks to support the smartphones that we all rely on these days. So a variety of sectors all beginning to need this kind of technology to protect them and keep their services available. So in summary, for Corero, what we see going forward is a high growth market opportunity. There's no disputing, even without our observations, that this is a very important and very fast growing sector of the security marketplace. Corero, we believe, has a significant opportunity. We have patented technology, we have skills, experience of many years. We've taken that, we have customers, we have over 500 customers today worldwide using Corero technology. We've taken that and used that to develop what we believe is a significantly advanced next generation product. That investment phase has just been completed, and we launched that product in the first half of this year, and now we're already off to the races selling that product to customers around the world. By the way, we operate in North America, South America, the UK, Europe, and Asia. We believe this hiring of resources, development of the product, and the expertise that we've got positions as well for growth in this next 12 to 18 month period. The experienced management team, of course, many of which have done this before, are very excited about the opportunity and are out there evangelizing our solutions to potential customers. So I hope that's been very helpful for you in just enlightening what sector of the security market, the cybersecurity market, we play in. A couple of anecdotal case studies, the kinds of folks who use our product, banks, online gaming, folks like Camelot, Lottery Protected, airline booking sites, ticket booking sites, anywhere where you could think there might be some financial benefit for somebody to bring that site down. There are people like, in the US particularly, we had a significant series of problems with Operation Ababil, where the US banks were being targeted by third parties from overseas, and many of those customers were receiving these DDoS attacks. Many of those institutions were receiving these DDoS attacks many times a week over a period of many weeks, causing outages in their services. As a result of that, the interest in our technology has risen significantly, and now it's often an executive level discussion with these companies, with the CEO or even the board, asking his technology teams, what are we doing about DDoS? So it's elevated to a boardroom level question, just like they say, are we prepared in the case of a flood or a storm or political unrest? They're also asking now, what happens if we get DDoS? What are the response plans? What technology are we leveraging? Are we ready for this situation? That is what's creating a market opportunity for Corero. So with that, I think we've used our allocated time. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you. We do have a booth here. All of the information and this presentation is available on our website. And if anybody would like to follow up, I'll be around for the rest of the day. Okay, thank you very much.